What's up, guys? Terry here from Rev3 Games. It's the last day on the E3 show floor, and I got to check out one game that I've been really excited for, which is the new Star Trek game. And I'm here speaking with Brian Miller. He is the game's producer. How you doing?
I'm great. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah, so we just got like a big look at the game, like 15, 20 minutes worth. And you are actually working for Paramount, right? So you guys have worked really closely with Digital Extremes to produce this game, right?
Absolutely. You know, we started on this game almost 2 years ago, and with the success of the J.J. Abrams rebooted franchise, we got together as a studio, got together with the filmmakers and said, how do we make a great Star Trek game? And then we sort of looked at each other and said, wait a minute, how do we just make a great game? So we really set out to do that, and we were very cautious that a lot of movie games don't really live up to their standard, and we wanted to make sure we did it right this time. And what that meant was taking time, getting the creative geniuses behind the franchise involved in the game, from the producers and the writers and the effects team and the creature designers, and then working with the right people. So we're really excited to be here to show off our game.
Yeah, so you guys actually have writers like who worked on the films and stuff working on the game as well?
Absolutely. Our main screenwriter for the game is Marianne Krozik, and she wrote the whole God of War series. But we're working really closely with the team at Bad Robot. Bob Orsi is one of the writer-producers from the Trek series, is on as a consultant for us for the game, and we're in constant communications with them.
Yeah, I think you guys just recently announced that you've got all the voice actors from the original Star Trek movie also in this game as well, right?
Absolutely. We wanted to make the most authentic Trek game you possibly could, and in order to do that, you had to have Chris Pine and Zach Quinto and Simon Pegg and the rest of our great crew. And in the demo, you can really see how that plays. Their banter back and forth. You can't do that with sound-alikes.
Yeah, you've done a really good job of capturing like Spock's, kind of snarky, unattached personality. It does feel like they really are the characters in the movie. What other characters are we going to be seeing familiar faces of?
Well, you're going to get the whole crew. I mean, you got to have Uhura and Bones, and again, Scotty and McCoy, Sulu and the rest of the team. But again, one of our big announcements here at E3 was our villain. We've been bugged for the last couple years. Who's your bad guy? Who's your bad guy? And we were really excited to announce that it was the Gorn, they're one of the most iconic, science fiction villains of all time. So to bring them into the game and be able to update them to the new rebooted franchise is really sort of a dream for us.
Yeah, so the part that we saw in the demo was co-op. You play one person as Kirk and the other one as Spock. Are you going to be able to play the full game like that?
Absolutely. We try to break everything down. It's like, what is the essence of Star Trek? And, it's discovery and sort of exploration and alien worlds and planets. But really it comes down to, it was like the first, buddy cop, series. And Kirk and Spock really are two halves of the same sort of personality. So when you look at it like that, it was a no-brainer. We got to make a co-op game. So, you get to play as Kirk. It's a completely different sort of, set of skills he has. He's a brawler. He's a fighter, wants to just dive in. Where Spock's more logical, and he gets to do a neck pinch and the mind melds that you can see in the demo. And, that's really where the game comes from.
Yeah, there were some really cool things. Obviously, it's a shooter, so we did some of that. But they also had Spock specifically scanning objects. You can scan dead bodies, see how the cause of death was. What other cool features are there going to be in there besides shooting?
Most games really have to come up with an idea of how to explore your world, and we're really fortunate in Star Trek that we have the tricorder, which has been around for ever, and it gives you a great way to sort of interact with the world, where you can take that, you can scan, you can learn, you'll get more points, and your characters will be able to to grow that way. But also you can also use it for combat, and I think you saw in the demo they sort of our heroes get surrounded by the Gorn. There's no way out, and Kirk actually calls in an airstrike from the Enterprise to sort of bail them out of that. So
are there going to be a lot of cool really giant airstrikes like that? How else is the Enterprise going to be involved in all this?
Well, we think the Enterprise is a character. Star Trek isn't Star Trek without our great ship, and so we wanted to go about it in two ways. How do we make sure it looks exactly right? She has a very distinct look in the film, so getting those files and blueprints from ILM and working with the filmmakers, and it's like being able to explore all those different areas, and some of the areas in the ship that you haven't seen before, some of the crew quarters that'll be in the game, but also from a story standpoint, how do we make her a part of things? And again, the airstrike that you get to call in is just one of those examples we have.
So the Enterprise is perfectly recreated in the game?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic. And you guys have full 3D also, right?
Yeah, we're really proud of our demo here, and we want everybody to come by the booth because I believe we're the only people who are doing a side-by-side 3D demo. So what that means is to show off the co-op we have a giant screen that's in 3D that plays as Kirk, one is Spock, where our live demoers are going through, And it's actually our friends at NVIDIA came in and allowed us to have one pair of glasses that would sync up to both screens as they go. So yeah, the game will be available on 3D on select platforms.
All right, you guys got a release date in mind yet?
Early 2013.
The game looks great. I can't wait to see it. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you.
You two, fight to the death. You two, get me a juice box. Cran apple.